Hi everyone, JD here, this time with an unboxing of the Explorer's 007 spy plane, spy quadcopter by DM Gaming. Now, the 007, this does make me think of James Bond. There's nothing else on here to suggest that it is, so I'm pretty much just going to assume that 007 is after the James Bond franchise. Okay, so this copter cost me £20 from Amazon. It looked pretty interesting. To be honest with you, the whole reason that I bought it was because of the little light on the front. Reminded me of a Cylon Raider from Battlestar Galactica. If there are any Battlestar Galactica fans out there, hit me up. Okay, so let's have a little look. Let's unbox and see what we've got. Oh, that's pretty funky. Right, so we have quite a nice, sizable quadcopter. It's pretty much just, I don't know if you can see that properly, but it's just a little bit bigger than my palm. So it's a little bit bigger than a, well, that's actually a lot bigger than a nanocopter, but it's still reasonably small, reasonably light. Oh, actually very light. Looks really well made actually. You can't see any part of the plastic which hasn't been moulded properly. Everything looks to be of very good, very sturdy construction. Probably the size as well helps with that, as there's no large components to be flopping about. Okay, so let's just have a little rundown and see what we're actually looking at here. Oh, there's no battery in the bay. Probably it might be in the accessory pack here. We'll double check that in a bit. The battery bay is quite large. One single plug, 2-pin. The bay itself is quite sturdy. There's a really definite click when you fix it back. The camera itself is already connected. Nice little 3-pin plug there, just connected into the quadcopter itself. There is not an on or off button, so as soon as you connect the battery, you're automatically going to see the LEDs front and back activate. As long as you're not holding the controller, then obviously the blades aren't going to turn and you're not going to get cut or anything. Okay, so there is that's the front of the copter. So it does look a little bit like a Cylon Raider. It's a pity, and well, I'm guessing by the coloration of this plastic that the LEDs inside might be blue. If they are, it's a bit of a letdown from a Battlestar Galactica fan that it's not red. But to be honest with you, you can, if you really wanted to, and if you were sure that you weren't going to return it to the manufacturer, then you could always replace those, I'm pretty sure. Even though, looking at it, there's just 4 screws, 2 on the front here, 2 on the back here, that you would need to take off the body, and a couple of screws then on the arms. But surely that will be covered by a modder, somebody who would know how to take these apart, and somebody who actually does this for a hobby, not just flies them like myself. Okay, so that looks pretty good. The camera itself looks as if it's a similar sort of type camera to the cameras that you get on your Cyma or SEMA quadcopters. It looks like there's a similar connection as well. I don't know if they are interchangeable. I'll have a little look. If they are, I'll put a little note in the description or a little annotation on the screen just to let you know. Right, that looks pretty funky, to be honest. So let's just pop him there, just for you to have another little look at. Let's take out this transmitter. Okay, let's move everything about a bit. Okay, so your transmitter here is actually, it's quite basic, and it's really nice to see a basic transmitter without fake buttons or without anything else that you can't use. This copter doesn't have altitude hold. It doesn't have a built-in barometer. Once again, you can tell this because of this, the left hand controller stick doesn't auto center like the right one does. So that's not a problem. You can still hover it. It just takes a little bit of control just to ensure that you get it to the right altitude. Obviously there's no wind, you don't want to be flying them in a crowded place, so it is going to take a bit of skill, but I'm pretty sure that anybody with a couple of minutes on their hand and probably 2 batteries would be able to hover this. Okay, so once again, you've got your left stick, you've got your right stick, left for throttle and acceleration, as well as turning left and right, and then you've got your right stick then for forward and back motions, left and right as well, and pan. Okay, so you've got your 3 trim buttons. This is actually pretty similar to the SEMA controllers in so much that you've got 1, 2, 3 trim buttons here, and this button here, which looks like a trim button, is for your camera. So long press, hold down, you'll automatically start to record video. You'll get a little LED light which will show up underneath here, like the SEMAs, and then to stop it, push it again, and then likewise to take a photo, click up once, and that then will ensure that you take a photo, and you can take them off the memory card then later. On and off button feels a little bit wobbly, but to be honest with you, it is indented quite far into the controller, so I shouldn't imagine that would be coming off anytime soon. LED to show you when you obviously have battery with the controllers on, it'll flash, and then once you've bound the transmitter to the quadcopter, that light should be solid red. Right, you've got your little telemetry screen down the bottom here, once again same as a lot of other 2.4 gigahertz controllers and some of the higher ones as well. You'll have a shape of a quadcopter here, and you'll also have your left and right, up and down modes as well, so you can see exactly how much pressure you're putting on to each of these controllers as you're flying your copter. We'll have a little look when we do come to fly it to see whether or not you get a little icon when you're recording video or anything like that. That'll have to wait for another couple of days until I get a chance to take it out and properly test it, and then upload the video for you guys. Alright, so have a little look at the back. Standard screwable screw lock, battery bay, 4 AA batteries, pretty standard. Once again, same as a lot of the other quadcopters, once the batteries are in here, you can't charge it. There isn't a charging port, no USB, anything like that. So if you are going to use chargeable batteries, they have to be chargeable batteries that you take out, charge in an external battery charger, and then put back in. Or you can use standard alkaline batteries or lithium. You'd be fine. Okay, you've got your trick button at the top here as well, so you'd hold this and then push either way, and you could flip to the left, flip to the right, forward flip and backward flip, and then you've got another little button up here. We'll find out when we take it for a test flight what this one is for as well. Okay, so that is pretty much the controller. It runs on a 2.4 gigahertz frequency. As I say, there's no FPV. This can't actually be an FPV quad. There's no attachment for or no capabilities for an iPod, a smartphone or anything like that to be attached. You could probably buy the kits, but as this is really light and as this is really quite a small quad, I don't think it would have the power to take it up. Okay, so as standard, we've got quite a good looking quad there for £20, I gotta be honest. That's quite a good little setup. Right, so let's go on to the accessories. So inside here, you have your battery. This is a 7.4 volt battery, 400 milliamp hour. So the milliamp hour is a lot less than your standard 600 to 700 as you get in your SEMAs and your larger quads, but the voltage is a little bit higher, being at 7.4 volts. So that would probably tell me that it would charge only via a wall charger and not via USB. We'll see actually what else is in the accessory box as to whether or not that is correct. So we have, there we go. So it comes with an SD card, nice little 4 gig SD card, which is actually in the back of the SD card holder, SD card reader in the back of the camera. There's your little USB SD card reader. You plug into your computer, SD card in this side, and that is then what will allow you to transfer the video and photos from here onto your computer. There we go. And a 3-pin plug to charge. So no USB charge with this particular model, as the voltage is a little bit too high, as USB would normally pull about 4.5–5 volts. This pulls 7.4, so would need a 3-pin plug. But to be honest, the saving grace of having a 3-pin plug versus USB would be this might be quicker charging. So you might be looking at about half an hour to 45 minutes rather than the 1 hour as you get, or 1 hour and 25 minutes as you get on some other USB chargers. Okay, so let's pop all this away now because I don't need the charger for the second. Let's see, actually, let's put the battery in and let's see if we get any LEDs, and if they are, oh, there we go, straight up. So I'm not going to put that in properly as I'm not going to fly it now, but there you go, get a blue LED on the front. It actually does pulse. I don't know if you can see that on the video. It does look a lot like a police light. Oh, it's actually got quite a few different modes. So it does pulse and it also cycles, which is what it's doing now. If we flip it around to the back, wow, that's quite intense. Red and blue flashing. At least that's nice and subtle and well, not very subtle the way I'm looking at it, but it is actually quite simple. You do know when you are flying it which way is front and which way is back, if you can't tell, being this as it is quite a small quad. Okay, so yeah, there's the light underneath it. It's flashing for the second. When you do start to record, should be solid. But once again, we'll go through that, I'm sure, when we do the flight test. Okay, so that's your battery. Don't forget to charge it fully before your first flight. You will need to, even though there is a little bit of charge in there. I wouldn't like to say that that would do you for a whole 5-minute flight, but you know, make sure, just charge it. Make sure you give it a full charge before you take it out. Also in the accessory bag are 4 extra propellers should you break any of these, which come on it as standard. Okay, so there we have it. So we've got quite a capable, looking like quite a capable quad with quite a high capacity battery that should give you at least 5 to 7 minutes flight time on a charge of about 45 minutes from a wall instead of USB. Well, there we have it, guys. That is the Explorer's 007 Spy Quad. Just to say, it's probably going to sound quite boring, but even though this has got spy in the name, please don't spy on anyone. Please use it responsibly. I know, yeah, that's right, tell me. It sounds terrible me saying that, but please be sensible when you do fly it. Obviously, feel free to take video as long as everybody inside the video is happy for you to record them. Alright then, guys, well, there we have it. Thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed if you've enjoyed this video, or if you enjoy what I do, please subscribe, give me a couple of thumbs up. Any comments, as usual, please leave them underneath this video, and as soon as I have a free couple of minutes, I will endeavour to answer them to the best of my ability. Alright then, well, see you next when we take out this Explorer 007 Spy Quad for the flight test in a couple of days. Take care, guys.